I thought I said it. Okay. Gang, Minecrafters, are we live? We are live, boys. Gang. Let's just get straight into the snapshot. I see you in the chat. Dorf Wedger, hello back to you, Minecraft Master. How are you doing? Minecraft snapshot 21 WA. Let's make this happen. I'm gonna do my replay later. Let me know if you guys can hear me well, because I don't have my replay right now. Okay, so in today's snapshot, we're making a few needed changes that directly relate to our recent announcement. If you haven't read it, we strongly recommend you do. You can also check out this case and clips video from Agnes and Herrick to learn more about our plans for the update. So I guess we'll definitely be checking that out. So I'll open that in the new tab. Even though some features will be released later than we planned, you can still try them out on a separate data pack. More information as well as our latest tweaks can be found below. So Caves and Cliffs world generation. The riskier and technically more complex world generation changes for the update will be shipped in a later update and have been switched off in this snapshot. Interesting. World height has been switched back to the 1.16 levels. Noise caves and aquifers have been turned off or switched off. Cave and ravine carvers have returned to their old settings. Crack carvers have been switched off. Ore distribution has been returned. Copper now generates between the bottom of the world and height 162 being the most common, around 96. Tuff generates between 0 and 16. Worlds created in Snapshot 21W05B or any earlier version can once again be opened, okay, because those have the old settings. And worlds created in any version between 06 and 14 can no longer be opened in this snapshot in particular. The Caves and Cliffs prototype data pack. You can still try out the world generation for the later update using a data pack which activates the changes as an experimental custom world. Okay. So you download the data pack, you launch the game, go to create new world, click the data packs button, drag the downloaded zip file onto the Minecraft window. Game if you wants to add the pack, you click yes, of course. Click the play arrow on the data pack. This will move it to the right hand side. Click done, and create the world as normal. I can definitely go over all of that in Minecraft if you guys want me to, if you guys would like to see, in case you want to add the data pack to your own games. So definitely just let me know in the chat if that's something you guys are interested in. Now keep in mind that the world you create will be flagged as experimental and might not work in future versions. There's an announcement video, you should watch it. I will definitely be watching it. I have it open in another tab, so we'll definitely be watching it after we walk through the snapshot here. So keep in mind, and yes. Also, please note that you can't add data packs that change world generation to existing worlds. You must create a new world to access experimental features. Right. So new features. Goals will ram into anything that moves. And also armor stands. Interesting. That's interesting because hoglins also try to attack armor stands, which is interesting. So I think that's just kind of, oopsies, kind of just telling about something that how they work with the code. Armor stands are considered more of an entity rather than a block, and both goats and hoglins just want to attack, or sorry, zoglins, not the regular hoglins, but the zoglins would just want to attack entities, so they will attack armor stands as well. So I guess that's something that's just kind of a side effect of how they coded something. A crinkly, crunchy sound now plays when bone meal is used. Interesting. Okay. Recorded some blocks in the building blocks tabs and reordered some blocks in the building blocks tab. Okay. Ghosts will now avoid walking on powdered snow. Creepers won't dare mess with goats. I think it means creepers now won't dare to mess with goats. So I think that's what we're seeing in the picture. Up here, the creeper was like trying to get away from the goats. So that's interesting. So creepers now avoid another animal. So that's really interesting. That's gonna make me think about lower stuff a little more. Okay. Creepers now. The main menu background has been updated. Oh, snap! Whoa, okay, Pog. Tweaked the textures of raw ore items. Just like other ore materials, you can craft a compact version of raw ore items to save inventory space. So you can craft a gold or a raw gold block, which is different from a gold block. Okay, all right, let's go. All right, good, they changed. Okay, oh, that's interesting. Oh, so look, that's how they changed the new ore versions. I'm glad they changed gold because that was definitely too close. The copper one is pretty similar. It doesn't really change that much. And the iron one, I mean, they kind of look like bars now, like the or the ingots, which is interesting. But I mean, I think it's fine. Because like with the extra little blob there, you can tell that it's not an ingot for sure. And especially the gold one doesn't look like coal or charcoal anymore. So that's really good. So welcome changes. Looks good. Looks good. So the building blocks tab. All ores have been reordered in the same location in the creative inventory. Compact forms of raw and refined underground materials have been reordered. Compact forms. Okay. Okay. So technical changes. Nothing too important. What is markers? Added the marker entity. Okay, so let's see what markers are. Markers are a new type of entity meant for custom use cases like map making and data packs. Only exist on the server side and never sent to clients. Okay, do not do any updates of their own. Have a data Okay, so it's more something for map makers and people making different data packs. So I don't think it's something that I have the. Are raw ores available for Bedrock? I don't believe the snapshot is on Bedrock just yet, so that's why I'm testing it on the Java edition. Anime animations. But Caves and Cliffs announcement. Okay, I see Agnes is on the front page of that, so we're definitely clicking that as soon as we get the chance to. So check component separators. Components that print lists of names like selector MPT cannot override separator. So I mean, yeah, most people are probably going to be dealing with things like this. So creates light until the block is updated. That's interesting. Clothing doesn't render being held by Enderman. Oh, Deep Slate was using the same color as stone on maps. That's interesting. Glad that's fixed. All right, so let's go ahead and read the announcement, watch the video, and then that should give the launcher enough time to make sure it has the snapshot on it, so that we can start looking at these things in game. So let me pull that up and all right, are we back? Jeez. Sorry about that. Oh yes, just needed some coffee. We know this is a highly anticipated update. It's also the most ambitious one we've ever developed, and we're striving to deliver as much fun content as possible without compromising on quality. However, due to the ambition level of this update and the current state of the world, we found it difficult to deliver on this promise while sticking to our original timeline. Since giving you the best update possible is our priority, we have decided to split Caves and Cliffs into two parts. The first part is coming this summer, while the second is planned for release around the holiday season. Okay, the video's here, so I guess we'll just watch it right here too. Okay, cool. We'll do that right after we finish. We know this news is disappointing to many of you, but there are several reasons for this change. Firstly, we strive to deliver the most polished experience possible, and including all the Caves and Cliffs features in the summer update would have meant compromising on quality. And even though occasional bugs are a reality of game development, we want this update to be an amazing experience, not wreak havoc on your meticulously crafted worlds. Because of the magnitude of this update and the dramatic changes it brings to the overworld as a whole, there are also significant, I like how they reference overworld, there are also significant technical challenges we need to overcome before certain parts of the update are ready to ship. Take the completely revamped world generation, which affects all the caves and mountains in Minecraft. With this feature, we are completely reshaping the overworld, including build height. Not only do we have to consider every effect this can have on the world, but also how it will affect performance. Basically, having more stuff in the game also slows it down, and we want to avoid that. Technical considerations aside, we also prioritize the team's health. We've come to realize that to ship all the features in the summer, we would have had to work very long hours. And even then, there would have been no guarantee that everything would be finished on time. Lastly, working from home as we cope with the pandemic is still challenging, not just in terms of morale, but also by hindering teamwork. Because our workflow is so complex and collaborative, not having the option to walk up to someone and ask for help makes everything take longer, for sure. Okay, how much more is there? Okay, this is the end of it. This was not an easy decision, and we're also disappointed that some really exciting features are only coming later. Still, it's the best possible choice to keep our team healthy, happy, and able to deliver awesome updates for many years to come. We will be doing some deep dives into the summer update over the coming weeks, but for now, we can tell you that the first part will focus on some cute and fun mobs, cool items, and new blocks. There's a lot to look forward to, and working as hard as we can to bring you the entire Caves and Cliffs experience. And there's an FAQ here, which I guess I'll open a new tab. Let's look at the video to see if it's not too long, then it opens a new tab. Okay, well, thank you for that.
Hello, I'm Agnes, and today Henrik and myself will talk a bit about the Caves and Cliffs update and why we have split it into two releases. And we hope that we will be able to clarify some things around the split as well. So the Caves and Cliffs update will be released in 2 different parts. So one is a summer release and the other one is a holiday release. So that one will be released end of this year. There are 3 main reasons for us to split the update in 2. The first one is quality, the second one is technical complexity, and the third one is super important, and it's team health. To ensure quality, we have decided to release some of the features in the Caves and Cliffs update in holiday instead. And this is because, for us, the most important thing is always to just deliver as much player delight as possible. And we have realized that if we don't release some of the features, the more complex features in holiday, there's a risk that they will not be in a good enough quality, and then it will just not be an as great experience. And of course, we always want to just provide you with the best possible experience.
Hi, I'm Henrik. As Agnes mentioned, one of the reasons why we're splitting this update into 2 is because of technical challenges in Minecraft, adding massive mountains, epic caves, and changing the height of the world in order to fit these things. This is tricky. It touches the core of how the world is generated. It's also tricky for performance reasons because there's just more going on when the world is higher. So we've decided that we don't want to rush this. We want to make sure that we give this the time it deserves. While at the same time, we realize that there's a bunch of features that don't involve changing the way the world is generated. So we decided to split it and put those parts in the summer update and then put the world generation parts in the holiday update.
Team health is something that's very important for us. With the Caves and Cliffs update, we realized if we're gonna release all the features in the summer, we would have to crunch a lot, and we shouldn't. And we don't want to force anyone to work overtime. We also want to acknowledge that we all are living in a pandemic right now, and we know that many have been affected by that. So it's much better to make sure that the team feel as good as possible and are as happy as possible, because then we can be happy and be creative and create a good game.
So how exactly are we going to split the features across the 2 updates? In the first update for the summer, we're going to focus on the blocks and the mobs, and not so much world generation. So blocks would include biome blocks such as drip leaf, pointed dripstone, glowberries, and some building blocks such as deep slate, etc. And mobs will include the axolotl and the goat and the glow squid. Most of the world generation is in part 2, but there'll be a little bit in part 1 as well, such as generation of copper, geodes, things like that. The second part is all about world generation. So that's where you'll find, for the holiday update, the new caves, the new mountains, and the new world height, as well as the actual placement of the biomes. And the reason why we're doing it that way is because the technical challenges I mentioned are mostly all about world generation. So that's where we want to give it more time to make sure we get it right. Plus, it makes sense to put all the big world gen changes into one update to make it easier from a player perspective when you're going to upgrade your world.
For us, it's very, very important to be respectful to old worlds. And that's, of course, true for the Caves and Cliffs update as well. So you will be able to update your world both to the summer update, and so therefore it's possible.
When I was fiddling around with drip leaf, tweaking it, I noticed that I couldn't stop playing with it. And I started calling in my kids, and we were goofing around and laughing. And one thing we've learned in the team is that when you can't stop testing a feature, then you know you're onto something. And a lot of features in this update are like that. So I really hope you're going to enjoy it as much as we are.
So the summer update is very focused on mobs and blocks. And I'm so happy that you actually will be able to get almost all the biome blocks in survival, even in the summer update. So myself, I'm already like, oh, it's okay, I'm gonna find a moss block, and then I'm gonna boom it, so I get all the vegetation blocks from the lush caves, and then I can build, a park in my realm or a fancy garden. So yeah, I really hope that all of you also will be inspired by these blocks and mobs, and will be able to just have a lot of fun and be very creative even during the summer. And we are very happy that we actually can release quite many of the features already in the summer, because we know that many of you have more time to play games in the summer, and then we want to be able to actually give you something new so you can have just extra fun when playing Minecraft in the summer as well. And we really, really hope that all of you are as excited as we are about the summer release, and that the wait for the holiday release is worth it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, see you soon.
All right, gang Minecrafters. So that's pretty interesting. It's definitely what was not listed in the announcement on here. So I mean, it's still kind of unclear exactly like what specifically we're going to be getting in the new updates. You know, generally like we have blocks and mobs here, while we're getting the, I guess, world generation itself in the later updates, or in the second half of it, at the end of the year. So I think they purposely tried not to confirm anything, but I mean I think it's safe to say that we'll be working on, I guess, like making the warden work, like at least like from a spawn egg and its related blocks, in the skulk biome or the deep dark biome, as well as, you know, all the other biomes official, like the lush caves and the dripstone. I think it's safe to say that that's what they mean, that those blocks will be like available at the very least in creative mode. And then, you know, at the end of the year, they'll actually have the biomes with all these blocks so that they can account for the change in world generation and everything like that. Yes, there is a snapshot. Aaron Vandervilst. We're looking at the 21W15A right now. So we were just watching the announcement and reading through announcements that they have for the Caves and Cliffs update, about how they're splitting up everything, while I waited for the Minecraft launcher to load, which it is now ready to do. So we will be pulling that up now too. What's new? All right, we can scroll back through. So for one, they're kind of like reversing a lot of the technical changes, so that, you know, anything that you've created in 21W05B or earlier can be opened, because between 06 and 014 we had these new world changes, kind of with the world height, and different things like that. But that's kind of been reversed for this update, so they can start working on that splitting feature, and so we can see that now. I think the new features kind of, goats will ram into anything that moves, and including armor stance, so we should actually be goats actually attacking things. And then for some changes, like bone meal has a change. We can see like how the building blocks tab is kind of reordered in creative. Goats will now avoid walking on powdered snow. Okay, creepers now avoid goats, which is very interesting. So that's something we're definitely testing out. They tweak the textures for raw ores. I think there's a picture just right here. And we can craft a compact version of those raw ores, which is very, very interesting to me. So we'll definitely be checking that out. As you can see here, this is kind of the picture for it. We can even get a full resolution image here if we really wanted to. If it wants to load. Any second now. Okay, so you can see kind of like up close the kind of changes. So I was definitely like very concerned about the gold one, how it looked almost exactly like charcoal or coal. And now we have kind of new looks for all of them, where they kind of look like ingots, but with the extra blob and the colorization, I think we can definitely tell that it's not. So I think it's a very welcome change. I think it looks really good. So very glad that we have these. And I guess they don't have these on the picture, but I think we can turn these into, oh snap, that's okay. And yes, that's another thing. Where even did they write that down? I don't even remember. Oh, the main menu background has been updated. Yeah, and it just surprised me. I forgot about it for a second. That looks really good. So we're going to be pulling that up now too. And we're going to be checking all of these things out. So without further ado, let us switch straight over there. Boom. And we can see the beautiful new background. Alrighty. So yeah, let's just go ahead and make this world. I see they even have the deep slate here. But if I kind of want to wait, I kind of want to wait till it circles around. I want to see what else it does. Okay, it looks like it's just gonna be stone. But where's the biome? Oh wait, there's an axolotl. Okay, snap. Okay. Okay, we got copper there. Oh, okay, there's dripstone. Okay. I was like, are the other biomes gonna be here? But alright, let's go in. Let's test these things out. So if anyone was wondering about so as they said, kind of in the changelog, I guess you guys can't see it, but I'm scrolling through it as well. That if you want the world generation changes that were in like the previous snapshot, those between 06 and 14, there's a data pack that you download. So when you go to the Create New World screen, you would go to data packs. You would, I think here, open the data pack folder, or you could like drag it from like your file screen to here. And then you would have an arrow to see, like when I select this one, I can put it on this side. This is available, but we're going to put it selected. So when you upload it, it's going to show up here. You'll put an arrow so it goes on to selected, and then click done, and it'll be on your world. So if you want to use like this snapshot with the super height and depth and everything like that, that's what you would have to do. But I don't need to do that right now. Create New World. Okay. We stop disconnecting, please. Alrighty. So just kind of to recap of what we're going to be going over. We're going to watch goats ram into things. I guess we can easily test it with armor stands. So goats, they're going to avoid working on powdered snow. We're going to put a creeper next to a goat to see if they really do run away from it. And we can craft a compact version of the raw ores. And the building blocks tab to see how it is now ordered. So let's go. So we look at the building blocks tab here. And I want to say that it was mostly focused around the ores, right? Yeah, all ores have been reordered to be in the same location in the creative inventory. So what does that mean? So we have coal ore, deep slate coal ore, iron ore, deep slate iron ore. So we see this kind of, okay, so here we have the block of raw iron too. So let's check those out. Block of raw gold. We have all of those. Dang, look at that. I kind of like it. Oh, snap. Okay, wait. This right here, this looks like a mod. Or this looks like a strange texture pack. That's really fun. Like, it looks like glowstone in a strange texture pack or something. But, yeah, I think overall it looks cool. This looks really close to glowstone. Let me just pull up glowstone right here next to it. How far down is that? It's different enough. I mean, it does look like if there was a texture pack that this what glowstone would look like in the texture pack, but yeah, that's fine. And they look similar to each other too. So this is of course a block of the raw versions, right? Raw gold, raw copper, and raw iron. So if you have a bunch of the raw stuff, so if you have a bunch of the raw here, you can turn 9 of them into a block so you can be more compact. So that is really, really cool. Let's go ahead and get our goat. Alright, we are... Sheesh. We're back. So, okay, this goat's not really trying. Get the armor stand. Get the armor stand. Whoa, look at that ship over there. Do it. Okay, fine. Creeper. Is it... Can you guys... Is this the right snapshot? The raw ores are here. Okay, wait, look at the ship though. This is pretty cool. Keeper Jack Dylan Craft, hello back to you, Minecraft Master. How are you doing? Hopefully better than these creepers and goats that don't seem to be working. It says creepers know not to mess with goats. Are the goats gonna... What the... Okay, let's just grab another mob, I guess. Look at the X level spawn egg. It's really cool. Let's just do a cow. Make it simple. Get the cow. Do it. Hit it. Am I reading it wrong? Goats will ram into anything that moves. Also armor stands. So what's the problem? Do it. Okay. Yeah, well, we got the new ores, guys. We got the new ore blocks, which is pretty cool. So I should try to mine them with a pickaxe. I guess with a pickaxe it'll just give you the block back, right? So yeah, never mind. That's I guess. So what else have we? The main menu. And we can see the compact version now. And refined underground materials have been reordered. Let's see if we can find those here. Oh, this is in the building blocks. Go to building blocks. Did something just hit me? Did the goat just try to ram into me? Oh no, that's stupid. Alright, we're back. And we have all the blocks of the compact ones there. Okay. Weasel says, not gonna lie, I'd rather play an unfinished version of 1.17 than 1.16.6. That's what you call the summer update. Well, I mean, it sounds like the same thing, right? I mean, the summer update is an unfinished version of 1.17. Raw materials blocks are added. Yep. We were just looking at those. Look at them here. They look like texture packs to me. I felt like the raw gold kind of looked like glowstone. I was saying that if we were looking at someone's texture pack, I feel like this is what glowstone might look like in their texture pack. So yeah, we took a look at those. So pretty cool, really cool. You can now craft. Yeah. I still can't. The goats don't seem to actually like hit anything though. Do they avoid the powdered snow then? Because yeah, he seems to be avoiding it most of the time. Most of the time, maybe. Yeah, see, when they get close, it seems like they like slightly walk away. So I guess that's working, I guess. What do you mean your MC survival is locked? What does that mean? But the goats they just refuse to actually like attack anything. Why won't you just okay? Maybe they don't attack passive mobs. It says anything that moves, so there's if it wasn't anything that moves, then they wouldn't say anything that moves. Ghosts attack mobs every day. Well, mine aren't working, I guess. You're really loud, please. Okay, wait. Oh, I think I saw him jump, but that wasn't. Bruh. You guys are disappointing me. Okay. Well, whatever. The ghosts don't want to attack. Yeah, the blocks look cool. I think they think it's great. Having the compact versions. Oh wait, but what can you smelt the compact versions? I'm gonna back up old MC World. Do that. So let's see if we can smelt the. Oh, we can't. Okay. Yeah, you can't smelt the block. That's interesting. That would be a good feature. I don't know. I mean, I guess it'd be like cheating because you would be smelting like 9 items at once. So I guess that's fair that this is not a thing. But I mean, it kind of makes sense too, right? Like if you smelt a block of raw gold and it turns into a block of gold, right? That makes sense. I mean, it'd be like you're. Okay, I guess I'm back. Okay, that was weird. But I kind of still feel like this kind of should be a thing. Maybe it takes longer, or okay. So what if you put the block in, but like you still only get like the ingot? I don't know. No, that doesn't really make sense. I mean, okay. But I mean, having like a block of raw material, I feel like should be smelted. Or what if it should be only smeltable in the blast furnace? So that would be a good change, I think. So it gives a special use to blast furnace that you could be like super efficient. I don't think it's a bug because I can see why they might not want to do that. Because instead of like, because normally you would have to smelt 9 items, right? Which is going to be a chunk of charcoal or chunk of fuel that you'd have to use for that. But if you can just smelt the block, you're like decreasing the amount of I guess like fuel you need to smelt it by like 900%, which is like that's pretty insane, right? But I feel like if the blast furnace could do it, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I can see why they might not do it, but they probably won't do that. I think it's totally fair if they don't. But if they do decide to do it, then I think limiting it to the blast furnace could be a good idea because that would give it a special use. I think that'd be fun. But smelting 9 items at once, that is a little overpowered, if I'm being honest. Outside of the creative menu, I mean, I think we've pretty much seen everything this update has to offer. I guess if we are thinking about like what the split means, then it's like I think we can still expect to see all of the mobs and blocks like that we haven't seen yet. Like in the video, they only mentioned the ones that have actually come out. So they said, oh, the summer side is going to have things like the axolotl and the lush cave blocks, which makes sense. Like we will be able to like see these blocks in the first update, but the biomes that they reside in won't necessarily be fully implemented into the world. And then in December, or I guess, yeah, they said towards the holidays. I'm assuming that means summer, like towards New Year's and everything. They will be implementing the world generation settings, so like actually increasing world height permanently, and putting in all the biomes so that they can account for the new changes in world height and generation and things like that. So, but I think that also means we should be able to see things like the Warden and Skulk blocks by the summer update, but we won't have their biome until a later update. That's not confirmed, but I think that is what they are implying that is expected, but they don't want to make any promises given that, they're already making changes, so they don't want to give any extra hopes up. So, and I mean, I think, we've been getting a lot. I mean, we weren't expecting anything like this. I think this is really good. I think the raw ore thing in general is like an awesome change. The deep slate ores look really, really cool. We weren't really expecting anything like that. So I mean, even outside of everything that they're already trying to push back, they're definitely also adding a lot on top of it because they just feel as though it's necessary. They want this update to really to live up to the expectations that the Caves and Cliffs meme has been for so long. So it's going to be great, and it's going to be worth the wait for sure. So I am definitely looking forward to the upcoming snapshots and like the first half of the update. And I mean, they kind of did something similar with Aquatic Update, where they kind of had like 2 releases with everything, with Java and Bedrock having separate half of the features, and then they both got the other half a little bit later. I think this one's just going to be a bit more of an extreme version of that. So either way, it's not something that's completely foreign, but I don't think it's going to be the worst thing ever either. So so just to double check everything, so let's go into spectator mode. Snap, that's really cool. I'm gonna have to give myself night vision. Okay, so yeah, so there's no deep slate in this world. It just goes down to the bedrock layer. Right, so if you... Okay, but they still have like the tough generations. And I think like packets of deep slate, but not like, and like of that too, but not the... So like things like this we'll still have, I think, by the summer update, like the dripstone packet or pockets, like the little... I don't know what other word to call it, but the pockets of like the tough and the deep slate, as well as the corresponding ores and geodes. The lava is here. Oh, I guess you mean like in the ravine? I don't know. With all of these things we should be seeing in the summer update, but we won't be seeing like a full-on dripstone biome and lush cave biome. All of those things will be happening towards the end of the year. So, and archaeology is postponed even longer because they want that to be a full mechanic, which I am excited for. So I guess they really do want it to be a little more than just you craft the brush, you find some gravel, you use the brush on the gravel, and you get some item, right? They want it to be a little bit more than that. So we can definitely look into like, or speculate what they might want for that to really be. Like maybe they want the glow licking, or I guess they'll also be having glow licking in the first half update as well, because that's a block and they already been able to make that naturally generate. I want to say that they might not be taking away. I wonder what that means for like single biome worlds, where we can pick the dripstone or the lush cave biome to be like the entire world. How that will be affected in the summer part. I wonder if they'll be taking that away, like if the biome is like no longer pickable and accessible. Because if so, then there's still like the possibility that we could experiment with the biomes on our own, just not in full-on vanilla Minecraft, which would be good. So, I mean, I think either way, everything's going to go great. I'm glad they're looking out for themselves and thinking about the snapshot. And, I mean, I think, given that they even feel that they have to do this means that the snapshot is going to be extremely good, worth the wait. It's going to be extremely fun to play with. And it's just going to be amazing. I'm going to look over the thing one more time, but I think that's probably going to be the end of this snapshot viewing for today. Let's double check here. So we check that. I guess we can see the crinkly stone when bone mill's used. Let's do that right quick. Let's go back to creative mode. When bone meal is used, okay. So I suppose I'm assuming that, right, so like all of the cave generations are going back to their old versions. So let's hear the sound. Interesting. Interesting. It's kind of subtle, I guess. I mean, I guess that's welcome. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's cool. I don't think it's like anything special, I guess. I don't remember what the sound was before. I have to play again and pay attention to see what the sound was before. But I mean, it's a unique sound, so that's always good. So, creepers now won't dare mess with goats, whatever that means. They didn't really seem like they wanted to run away from the goats on here, but we tried, I guess. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much everything. So definitely still have a lot to look forward to. So I'm assuming for the next few snapshots, we'll be dealing with kind of old world generation. We won't be seeing like the deep slate go all the way down past Y0 to -64. We'll just have like the pockets of deep slate instead. And we'll have all of our old cave generation types, so we won't be seeing like super big caves or anything anymore. But you can use the data pack to see that. So definitely, I can, if anyone wants a more detailed explanation or like watch me do that, I can definitely do that. I'll probably have oh look, a glow squid. I hope you guys are happy. It's the glow squid. All right, moving on. But yeah, with that being said, Minecrafters, don't be a Fortnite fool, Hytale hypocrite, or Roblox reject. Always be an amazing Minecraft master. Stay blocky. Stay tuned.